Welcome back to B&B for Phone. Today is a spectacularly beautiful day to dive into the most explosive rumors circulating around our favorite Los Angeles fashion dynasty. Grab your coffee and get comfortable, because the drama we are about to unpack is going to shake the very foundations of Forrester Creations. We have so much to discuss, and trust me, you do not want to miss a single second of this. Just as we suspected, the rumors are swirling that Thomas Forrester is making his grand return to the canvas, and it looks like this is actually happening. But here's the surprise. We just found out that Drew Tyler Bell, who famously played the role of Thomas from 2004 to 2010, has been spotted on the studio set once again. Amazing. Can you believe it? Matthew Atkinson might not be available right now, or perhaps the showrunners are looking to take the character in a completely different direction, but seeing Bell back in the building has sent the fan community into an absolute frenzy. It is so wonderful to see his face again. Even if he is just visiting, the fact that he is on the lot strongly suggests he is deep in negotiations to reclaim his iconic role. We are definitely looking at the return of a beloved replacement actor, and this could be the exact jolt of energy this somewhat slow-paced plot desperately needs. Let's be honest, the idea of Drew Tyler Bell stepping back into the shoes of Thomas Forrester opens up a massive vault of psychological complexity. Back in his original run, Bell portrayed a Thomas who was deeply vulnerable, desperate for his father's approval, and constantly overshadowed by the adults' messy romantic lives. Fast forward to today, and that inner child is still hurting. Thomas has spent years watching his sister Steffy be crowned the golden child of Forrester Creations. Steffy gets the co-CEO chair, Steffy gets the final say on designs, and Steffy gets Ridge's unwavering professional respect. Thomas, meanwhile, has been exiled, punished for his obsessions, and treated like a liability. If Bell brings that raw historical pain back to the screen, we are going to see a Thomas who is no longer asking for a seat at the table. He is coming to take the whole dining room. And you won't believe what happens next, because our sources indicate that Thomas is not just returning to design dresses. He is coming back to ruthlessly claim Steffi's CEO position. That's crazy. I have to admit, I have a massive love-hate relationship with Thomas, but I am absolutely cheering for him right now. Steffi has been sitting on that throne for entirely too long, acting like she is the sole gatekeeper of the Forrester legacy. Thomas is a legacy child too, and his psychological need to dominate the boardroom is rooted in decades of feeling like second best. He wants to prove to Ridge, to the world, and mostly to himself, that he is the ultimate successor character. He is tired of being the problematic son and is ready to be the undisputed king of Los Angeles fashion. But how on earth could Thomas pull off such a massive corporate coup against his powerhouse sister? Well, the word on the street is that he is going to do it with the help of none other than Eric Forrester. Yes, you heard that right. The patriarch himself might be backing Thomas in this brutal power struggle. Why would Eric turn on Steffi? Let's dive into Eric's mindset for a moment. Eric has always had a soft spot for the underdogs in his family, and he knows exactly how it feels to be pushed out of his own company by younger, more aggressive family members. Eric might look at Steffi's current reign and see too much of Ridge's arrogance. By backing Thomas, Eric gets to play the role of the benevolent creator restoring balance. He wants to give his grandson the ultimate redemption arc. Eric's involvement elevates this from a simple sibling rivalry to a legendary, multi-generational war. Now, let's connect this explosive return to the absolute chaos currently unfolding right now on The Bold and the Beautiful. Steffi is already drowning in corporate and family disasters. Just look at the timeline. She is currently dealing with the catastrophic fallout of Ivy Forrester's exposed manipulations. Will Spencer and R.J. Forrester are literally getting into physical altercations right in the middle of the Forrester Creations offices over Elektra. Steffy is being threatened by Elektra to fire Ivy, or else Elektra quits. Steffy's stress levels are already through the roof. She is trying to maintain order in a madhouse. Imagine her psychological break when she turns around and sees Thomas walking through the door with Eric by his side, demanding her office keys. I honestly feel a little bad for Steffy because she is completely surrounded by enemies. But the suspense of this impending confrontation is just too good to ignore. And it gets even worse for Steffy because we cannot forget the massive plot twists happening in the shadows with the Logan women. While Thomas is planning his frontal assault with Eric, Brooke Logan is launching a stealth attack from the rear. Hope Logan has completely refused Liam Spencer's controlling demands to leave Forrester and work for Katie's new Logan fashion house. Instead, Hope has convinced her mother to go after Steffy's co-CEO spot. We all know Brooke recently made a highly seductive offer to Ridge to replace Steffy. Ridge was clearly uncomfortable, but the man has zero backbone when Brooke turns on the charm, and he actually agreed to consider the swap. So, Steffy is facing a terrifying two-front war. Brooke wants her job to protect Hope, and Thomas wants her job to claim his birthright. This brings us to a fascinating psychological collision between Thomas, Hope, and Brooke. If Thomas returns and takes power, what does that mean for Hope for the future? We all know the deep, twisted, and passionate history between Thomas and Hope. Hope is currently fighting tooth and nail to save her line from Steffy's mistreatment. If Thomas becomes CEO, will he be Hope's savior, or will he use his new power to control her? Liam is already having a meltdown, terrified that Hope is making a mistake by staying at Forrester. If Liam finds out that Thomas is back and sitting in the boss's chair, Liam's head is going to explode. Liam's controlling nature is going to clash violently with Thomas's newfound authority. I absolutely cannot wait to see Liam squirm when Thomas starts calling the shots regarding Hope's career. Let's also think about the absolute nightmare this creates for Ridge Forrester. Ridge is going to be the ultimate victim of this corporate bloodbath. On one side, he has the love of his life, Brooke, seducing him into firing his daughter. On the other side, he has his father, Eric, and his son, Thomas, staging a hostile takeover. Ridge's psychological profile is defined by his inability to make firm decisions without being swayed by the women in his life or his father's legacy. He is going to be paralyzed by guilt and indecision. Will he defend Steffy? Or will he cave to Brooke and Eric? Ridge is going to be torn to pieces, and honestly, it is about time he faces the consequences of his constant waffling. The writers are setting up a scenario where Ridge cannot win, no matter who he chooses to betray. Meanwhile, we also have to consider how this affects the broader family dynamics, specifically the intense feud brewing between Katie and Brooke. Donna is already warning Katie to back off from poaching Hope because it will ignite a massive family war. But if Thomas takes over Forrester Creations, Katie's new Logan fashion house might suddenly look very appealing to everyone who gets caught in the crossfire. If Thomas and Brooke end up fighting over the CEO spot, the collateral damage is going to be immense. Will RJ side with his mother Brooke? Or will he be too distracted by his messy love quadrangle with Elektra, Will, and Dylan? Every single character is currently standing on a powder keg, and Thomas Forrester is returning with a lit match. The potential of Drew Tyler Bell stepping back into this role is just endlessly fascinating. Replacement actors always bring a slightly different flavor to a character, and Bell's original portrayal had a certain boyish charm masking a deep-seated ambition. If he blends that original charm with the dark, obsessive traits Thomas has developed over the years, we are going to get a villain, or perhaps an anti-hero, that we absolutely love to root for. The suspense is killing me. Will Eric publicly announce his support for Thomas at a board meeting? Will Steffi absolutely lose her mind and throw a glass at the wall when she finds out? We know Steffi has a history of brutal fights, especially with people like Ivy, so her reaction to Thomas's betrayal is going to be nuclear. As we look ahead, the predictions and fan theories are just running wild on our channel. Some fans think Thomas might actually propose a truce with Brooke, offering to protect Hope's line if Brooke helps him oust Steffi. Can you imagine Brooke and Thomas teaming up? That would be the plot twist of the century. Others believe Eric might suggest a three-way co-CEO structure, which would just be a recipe for daily screaming matches in the executive suite. Whatever happens, the landscape of Los Angeles is about to change forever. We are watching the slow-paced plot completely shatter into a million pieces, and I am here for every single dramatic second of it. So, what do you guys think? Is Drew Tyler Bell officially returning as Thomas? Will Eric really help him destroy Steffi's career? Let me know your thoughts down below.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.